Do you remember that saying, I wouldn't wish that experience on anyone? But what if you did? Throughout high school, I worked a dead-end job. It wasn't until right before I was about to graduate that I realized I had no future plans. So I went to my parents and asked them, why did you not talk to me about college? I really would have liked to have learned what that was all about. My parents didn't have that as an agenda item for me. You see, they told me that I wasn't a candidate for college, that I wouldn't make it through college. I remember feeling like a knife just went through my heart, understanding and hearing what they truly felt about me. I was devastated. So I thought a lot about what they had said. Lots of negative thoughts were going through my mind. I don't know if any of you have ever had those experiences, but a lot of things like, you're not worthy, you're a loser, you're stupid, you're not worth anything, you never amount to anything. That's what kept going on through my head. Until I started thinking more about it. I decided that I wasn't going to let what other people thought of me to define my future. I decided at that very moment that I was going to go to college. I had no idea what was involved or how to do it, but I was bound and determined to figure it out. So I moved out of my parents' house when I was 18. I moved into a tiny apartment above a pizza place. I was 45 minutes away from anybody or anything that I knew. I was very fortunate to be able to leave my high school job, and I landed a job, entry level, but at a technology company. And one day, I was sitting with some friends that I had made at work, and somebody that I admired very much was talking about how she went to Northeastern University part-time. And that started me thinking, I wonder if that's a way that I could get my toes wet in my college journey. So I asked her a lot of questions. I became very curious to figure out how exactly I would do this, because I had nobody to guide me or to help support me. Because I was on my own, let's just say my finances were very grim. But I wanted to figure out how to do this. So she was very kind, and she had a lot of experience, of her experiences and what it looked like and how it went about. And so I signed up for my first class. I remember driving onto the Northeastern University campus and feeling my heart racing, actually pounding out of my chest, my hands sweating. As I was walking down the hallways to figure out where my class was. I got into the classroom, my legs shaking as I sat down, feeling how unworthy I was to be in front and with all of these other smart people. I kept having those negative feedback loops in my head. What are you doing here? You're not worthy. You're stupid. And the professor was speaking, and I had no clue what he was saying. So that's when I decided, I need to stop. This negative feedback loop is toxic. I need to listen to what he's saying in order to be successful. When I was at home thinking about my finances and how I was going to pay for this, I realized that I had to really cut back on anything that wasn't a necessity. And even some of the necessities I had to cut back on. I ended up having to wash all my clothes by hand. I had no social life to speak of because I couldn't afford gas to go anywhere except to school and to work. So I submerged myself into both of those areas. You know, it was still thinking about how I could do this. I realized that I ended up only having $1 a day left to pay for food. Think about that, $1 a day to buy food. It is possible. I did it. I had very inexpensive macaroni and cheese with light canned tuna fish, and I ate that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Not much variety for sure, but it did cover most of the food groups. On occasion, one of those items was on sale, and I used to get so excited because it gave me an opportunity to get a little tiny treat. If I could get a Kit Kat bar, I was living large. I remember taking each little bite, tiny, tiny bites, because I thought it would last longer. And I would let it melt in my mouth. And it just felt like I was living on top of the world. Now, I'm not saying this to seek out pity, praise, or empathy. I'm just explaining that we all have journeys. We all have challenges, and it's how we handle them. I chose not to listen to the negativity that was in my life, and not to listen to what other people had said and how they had judged me. Many years later, actually over 2 decades, I did graduate with my undergraduate degree. Along that line, I also got married, had 2 amazing children that were very energetic, and I was working full-time. And throughout that entire time, not once did I waver on getting that college degree. And in addition to getting my degree, I wanted to do it without debt. I thought that was really impossible to be able to do. But I did do it. I graduated from Northeastern with honors and no debt. I say that because we all have something in our lives that has caused us to have some challenges. And it's about your choices, your decisions, your actions, and your mindset, and what you can truly accomplish. I would encourage each one of you, any goal that you have that maybe you've put on the back burner because you didn't think it was a realistic expectation, I'd encourage you to think twice about it and strive to make that goal a reality. Thank you very much.